Today we will discuss three factors of force oscillators. That is, first one is quality factor, or simply Q factor. Second, bandwidth, that is omega 2 minus omega 1. And third one is amplification factor, which is denoted by mu. So we will discuss these three parameters or variables by using force oscillator. So first one is Q factor or quality factor. So we know that quality factor is written by Q and its formula is 2 pi times the energy stored in the oscillator per cycle, or per time period, divided by energy dissipated per cycle, or energy consumed per cycle, or energy consumed or destroyed. So Q factor is equal to 2 pi times the ratio of energy stored in force oscillator per cycle to the energy dissipated by the force oscillator per cycle. You know that energy stored is written by E average, energy average. We will consider average of energy for one time period of one cycle. To the energy dissipated, we know that the formula for energy dissipation is power average into time. So this is energy stored, this is energy dissipated. And we will find the values of E average, P average and put in this equation and then solve to get the answer of Q value or Q factor. We know that energy average. So we have to find first of all E average. So what is E average? We know that average of anything is equal to integral of that variable with respect to t dt from 0 to t over integral dt 0 to t. As we have already used this formula in the previous article, that is power average. So we can find any average of any parameter is equal to the ratio of integral of energy with respect to time over integral of only time, or simply it is E dt integral 0 to t over capital T, because integral of dt is small t and limits upper limit t minus 0 lower limit, that we will get t only, capital T. T means time period or time period for one cycle. So simply the formula will be written as 1 by t into integral E dt. You will notice that this formula is written in most of the books, that is E average is equal to 1 by t and E dt integral of with the limits 0 to t. Now what is E? So first of all we will find this E average by using this formula, and then P average we have already proved it. Then we will put these two values E average and P average in this equation to get the final answer of Q value. So this is E. What is E? Basically you know that E is nothing, it is sum of potential and kinetic energy, and you know that kinetic energy, potential energy is half into S x square and kinetic energy is half mv square. So these are the formulae, we have already proved it, that potential energy is equal to half s into x square or half k x square, where s or k is called spring constant, and kinetic energy is half mv square. So where x, what is x and what is v? You know that x is f naught upon omega zm into cos of omega t minus phi, sorry, it is sine of omega t minus phi. So it is, you know that, a real component of displacement or x, and similarly a real component of velocity, because we will use the only real component. So velocity is f naught over zm into cos of omega t minus phi. So these are two formulae which we have already proved. So these are nothing, these are a real part of displacement and a real part of velocity, because we will use these parameters or these values x and v in this equation x and v. So putting these values here, and we will get finally E. So this is E. So what is E? It is half s into x square. X square means square of this term. F naught square over omega square zm square into sine square omega t minus phi plus half m v square. What is v? This is value of v. It is f naught square over zm square into cos square omega t minus phi. So this is energy E. Okay. Now E average is equal to integral 1 by t of integral E dt 0 to t. So we will do its integral E. What is E? E. These are two terms forming the value of E. So put the value of E here. Integral of 0 to t of this term, that is first of all half s f naught square over omega square zm square into sine square omega t minus phi into dt plus integral of 0 to t, this one, half m f naught square over zm square into cos square omega t minus phi into dt. So this is the value of E. E is integral of first term plus integral of second term. Now we will do the integration, because all are constants. Only we will do the integral of this sine square and this cos square. You know that integral of cos square omega t minus phi dt 0 to t for one cycle is equal to integral of sine square omega t minus phi dt for whole cycle. Whole cycle means from 0 to t for full cycle. The values of these two, either cos square theta or sin square theta, the values of it is these two values, these two integrals are t by 2. The value of cos square theta is t by 2 and sin square theta is also t by 2, means half of the limit. This value is nothing. So we know that you can solve this by integral method and you will get the same answer for cos square theta. The answer is half of the limit, and same sin square theta, answer is half of the limit. So we will put the integral of sin square, this term is t by 2 and cos square is also t by 2. Therefore, E average become 1 by t into half s f naught square omega square zm square into t by 2, this is t by 2, and plus half m f naught square upon zm square into t by 2. So these are the answer, this is the answer we will get after putting the values of integral of cos square theta and sin square theta. Now we will solve it or simplify it. So E average is equal to, we multiply this with t, so t is multiplied with here and t will cancel with t and this t is also cancelled with t. So finally we will get this s into f naught square over 2 to the 4 into omega square Zm square plus 2 to the 4 m f naught square over 4 Zm square. Okay. Only this is the values of two terms. T is cancelled with t in both terms. Now, what will be the value for this s? You know that omega naught square is equal to s by m. Since we have already used this equation so many times, so omega naught square is s by m. So this implies s become m omega naught square. So we will put this s as m omega naught square. So E average is m omega naught square f naught square over 4 omega square Zm square and this m f naught square upon 4 Zm square. So we will take the common from these two terms. M is common, f naught square is also common in these two terms, and 4 Zm square is common. So here it is 1 plus omega naught square upon omega square. This is E average. This is equation number 2. So this is the value for average energy stored in force oscillator, E average. Now we will put or we will solve for the power average. Since average power, we have proved in the previous lecture that power average is f naught square r upon 2 Zm square. F naught square r upon 2 Zm square. This is the formula for average power. So this is third equation. Now putting the values of E average from this second equation and P average from third equation in one equation, in equation number 1, that is Q value. So Q is equal to 2 pi into E average, means this value m f naught square over 4 Zm square into 1 plus omega naught square upon omega square over P average, that is f naught square r over 2 Zm square into T. Okay. So we can use this T because omega is equal to 2 pi by T and T will be 2 pi by omega. You may put the value of T as 2 pi by omega. So here it is 2 pi and omega is here, 2 pi by omega. And on solving and on simplification, you will get this Q value as omega m upon 2r, omega m upon 2r into 1 plus omega naught square, 1 plus omega naught square upon omega square. So this is the final result which we will get from the simplification of this equation. You may cancel all the factors and finally you will get this answer. So Q value is omega m by 2r into 1 plus omega naught square upon omega square. So this is Q value. When this omega is equal to omega naught, means you may choose or consider omega as omega naught, then it is omega naught square, it is also omega naught square, they will cancel and it will 1 plus 1 2. So Q factor will omega m by 2r into 2, because 1 plus 1 2, when omega is omega naught you will put there. So 2 cancel, and finally Q value is omega m by r. So simply you may remember that Q value is nothing, it is omega m by r. Okay, inertia factor upon resistance factor omega m by r, because these terms we have already used in impedance. So what is impedance? That is r square plus omega m minus s by omega whole square. So all these terms, it is called resistive part, resistance part, this is inertia part, because mass is there, inertia component, and this one is stiffness part, stiffness term. So Q value is the ratio of omega and r, means inertia part to the resistance part, Q value. So this is Q value, and further we will solve for the second, that is bandwidth, and then third one is amplitude factor in the next lecture. Thank you very much.